Hi everyone, good evening. It's never happened that, I do a panel discussion and come on a presentation. I don't know if it's good, bad, but yeah. So now in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to share 50 slides of how awesome we are and how awesome products we have. How many of you all are really excited for this presentation? Oh, I have takers, amazing. Okay, no, not really. I'm not going to bore you or like they say, right, death by PowerPoint. That's not going to happen. What I'm going to be talking about is some of the industry trends that we have seen in remote working and how has that changed and what's the future looking like. That's what we're going to be talking about. Just to introduce GoTo, how many of you all have heard of GoTo? Okay, nice. Not too many. How many of you all have heard of LogMeIn? Yeah, a lot of people. So GoTo is LogMeIn, right? So we transformed from LogMeIn to GoTo on this iconic day 2/2/22. That day we changed our brand from LogMeIn to GoTo. So who is GoTo? We are the all-in-one solution for essential connections, right? We have been in the industry of empowering companies to go remote, companies to go hybrid, not today, but from the last 20 years. So clearly we are not the pandemic babies, like I call ourselves, we are the OGs in the remote working world, right? But the way the remote work culture has changed over the last 20 years has been really drastic, right? In the last 2 years itself, the remote working culture or the hybrid culture, it's grown by almost 200%, obviously, all thanks to or because of the pandemic, right? The pandemic has completely changed the way we work. In fact, the world has completely changed and it's given birth to something called as the new normal, the new way of working, right? But that's not it. The world really has been uneasy ever since, right? First we had the pandemic. Then what happened? Then we thought, ab ho gaya, everything will be back to normal. Then came the climate crisis. Then came the Russia war, right? And then last year we all saw the great resignation, right? 2 years back, we were all struggling with work from home. Now what is the struggle? Work from office, right? How many companies are struggling to get the employees back? And we are hoping that one day we will have a 5-day working week. Do you think we'll ever have a 5-day working week? Or we'll have a 9 to 5 working time? It's not going to be the case anymore, right? Because one of the analyst studies said that if you do not give a flexibility or a flexible work option to your employees, they're probably not going to stay with us. Any guesses, like say out of 10, right? How many employees do you think would want remote work or hybrid work as a work culture? Any guesses? Sorry? 7 out of 10. Perfect. I don't have a gift, but later. Yeah, actually, yeah, 7 out of 10 employees, they choose hybrid working culture as their way of working, right? If we don't offer that, 1, people will leave, the great resignation. 2, we will not be able to attract talent, right? Now, all those challenges got over. Now we are probably in midst of the recession. Not India, but at least US is facing that. So what we have seen is challenges after challenges after challenges. But one thing that has emerged out of all this challenge is for companies, for entrepreneurs like you, for companies like us, to ensure that the people are connected to each other, right? If you remember in the pandemic, the first day of pandemic, 26th March, what was the first and the foremost struggle of all the companies? Login, staying connected, communicating with your employees, with the OEMs, with the partners, with your stakeholders, with your customers, right? That was the single most issue. And we were all, and what happened during that time was we were completely dependent on technology, right? We had an awesome panel on digital transformation. It's no more digital transformation today. I call it digital survival, right? The companies who did not transform digitally or did not embrace digital probably don't exist today. And we were all forced to do this, right or wrong. We had to keep the lights on, we had to keep things going, even in a time like that. And now what's happened is that has really become the new way of working, which means technology has taken a center stage. The dependency of the business on technology has really, really gone high. And also what we saw in this pandemic was that a lot of companies did panic buy, right? A lot of tools where obviously you had to keep things going, you had to keep the lights on. So there were a lot of panic buy, there was a lot of technology buy that happened. And because of that, what happened, right? Because one of the main reason was because it was you had to service your customers from anywhere, from any device, and from anywhere in the world, right? That was the thing. The work scenario changed like this. Your customer service scenario changed like this. It was no more an office. You could sit in the, you could sit in the, your living room and do business. Even industries like contact center, they were not tied to a particular office. They were not tied to office perimeters. So in such a changing world, and the dependence on the technology is increasing. And it's putting a lot of pressure on the IT systems, right? If you see today, and obviously because if there are more tools, there are a lot of issues also, right? Like poor audio quality in terms of, navigating with these different tools, not having the ease of navigation, like classic, right? I remember even today when we are on a virtual meeting, the first thing is, can you please unmute and talk? I don't know where the mute button is. I may be using X tool, your partner may be using a Y tool, so the ease of communication is not there, right? The other thing that we saw, which really, really went high, and I think Sunil from Sophos spoke a lot about it, was the cyber security threats. Can anyone take a guess which is the weakest link in your cyber security chain? Am I audible? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so which is the weakest link? Any guesses in your cyber security chain? Sorry? Yeah, it's the human. The human link is the weakest link in the cyber security chain. In fact, there was a statistic given by one of the companies called LastPass, which was a part of LogMeIn, right? 80% of the cyber security threats involved, any guesses? 80% of the last 2 years cyber security attacks involved remote tools? No. I wouldn't say that, I'm here to sell that. No, it was again human element. It was compromised credentials, it was phishing attacks, right? So it was the human element. So now what's happening is, if you see here, 1.8 trillion of business was lost alone in the US because of the poor quality of connections, or because of the excess tools used in these connections to ensure your people are connected. So what's happening today, right? If we fast forward to 2022, almost 95% of the businesses are consolidating. Whatever tools that were bought in excess, people want to integrate now, people want to consolidate now. Right? That's the kind of transformation we are seeing today, and you definitely might be seeing that with your customers as well. So where does GoTo fit into all this, right? We are in the all-in-one solution for essential connections. We support business communication and IT support. We look at connecting what's the most important thing is your employees and customers through our tools. Like I said in the beginning, we are in the industry for about 20 years. We are pioneers in the zero trust security. Our uptime, we are very, very proud of it, and hence we also publish it, is 99.999%. We have a dedicated 24/7 customer support. We follow the Sun model. The other thing, obviously, we are a partner-first company. We have a huge network of partners across the globe. Even in India, as we speak, a lot of you are our partners. The other thing, like we spoke about, was the 95% of businesses undergoing integrations. So we do have a lot of integrations with, be it your CRM systems or be it your ERP systems, etc. And finally, this is the single most important thing, which is we are a single app company, right? You don't have to use different apps for different instances. We use everything on a single platform. And of course, to sell, it is very easy because it's very simplified price, very flat price, no ifs and buts, no hidden prices, costs in it. Just a quick thing about, I'd like to give a very quick story about how it all started, right? Way back in 2003, there was a gentleman called Martin who was an IT service agent in a city called Budapest, right, in Hungary. So Martin stayed in Pest and he had to travel to Buda. So these are two different cities, separated by river Danube. And so he had to travel all the way from Pest to Buda at about 3 a.m. to update the servers. That was his core job. Now, we all know in the winters how that region of Europe becomes, right? Extremely cold, snowing. So one of the mornings when he woke up, when it was extremely cold, a thought just struck to him. Why should I go all the way to Buda to just update the servers? Why can't I do it remotely from here? That was the idea that gave birth to a company called as 3 a.m. Labs. Why 3 a.m.? Because he had to be there at 3 a.m. So LogMeIn was first called as 3 a.m. Labs in 2003, and from there on, we went to build a huge portfolio. We did a lot of acquisitions on the way. One of the most significant acquisition that we did was Citrix Online in 2017, where we acquired the online business of Citrix, GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar, GoToTraining. You would have definitely heard of these solutions. And today, if we fast forward, we are GoTo. We used to have almost 17 products in our portfolio. And we have now consolidated all that into a single platform called GoTo, right? Here again, we have two suites. One is, like I said in the beginning, IT support suite and the business communication suite. In the IT support suite, we have a unified platform called as GoTo Resolve, which takes care of, remote access, remote support, endpoint management, your assisting or supporting with visual engagements. So we have a lot of OEMs like your PC manufacturers, etc., using the visual engagement for the L1 support, and then we have the remote access and management. On the other spectrum, we obviously have solutions like GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar, GoToTraining, which takes care of your virtual communication requirements. This is a big question. Why partner with us? Why partner with GoTo? Just 4 reasons. Reason number 1 is obviously we have world-class products, simplified products, which will help you to, obviously the second point is increase your business, help, and there is a huge support that GoTo as an OEM provides to the partner. We have, like I mentioned, we have a huge ecosystem which will support the partners in not only selling but also supporting your customers. Then point number 3 is we have a really sharp, competitive advantage because like I mentioned, ours is just a unified platform, very simple to use, very simple to deploy, 100% SaaS, and the adoption is almost instant. And finally, like we all spoke in our previous, amazing panel discussion all about profitability, right? We completely look at the, and we ensure that the partner revenues are all ever growing, right? So the kind of partner schemes, partner, yeah, sorry. So the partner schemes and the incentive programs that we have are very, very good, right? I have my team here with me, Zubin, who's the partner marketing manager, and I have Aditya, who's the partner marketing head. We would love to connect with you, talk to you, and see how you can be a part of our journey. Thank you.